So, who has the worst chin in the UFC? Well, in this video, I'll be doing a tier list where we try and work out who's got the worst chin in the UFC and all the fighters who also have bad chins. So, we're going to get right into this tier list, but obviously, S tier is the highest. That's the worst chin, and F tier all the way at the bottom. Those are still bad chins, but they're basically better. They can take bigger punches, in my opinion. So obviously, F tier is still a bad chin though on this list. We're gonna have no fighters with good chins. This is exclusively the bad chin only club. But anyway, let's dive right into this. Starting off with we've got Michael Chandler. So Michael, I'm gonna put Michael in the B tier because this guy's chin is very suspect. He'll take no damage for a fight. He'll be easily winning it, Charles Oliveira, and he'll just get one slightly powerful punch, one counter hook to the face, and he will crumble. You know what I mean? This guy crumbles like a pastry. You know what I mean? This guy's chin is suspect. So yeah, we don't want this guy, getting his chin tried in anything. Conor McGregor is gonna put pressure on him. I am scared for this guy's chin in that fight because Conor's got hands, especially at 185. If they're fighting at middleweight, that's gonna be bad. But yeah, Michael Chandler, this guy, he just goes crazy in there. I think the CT is getting to him or something, but he always makes bad decisions that result in him getting knocked out with his extremely suspect chin. He needs to retire. He's 36 in lightweight. That can't be allowed. That should be illegal. Anyway, moving on. That's why he's in beta. Moving on, we've got Johnny Walker. As you guys know, Johnny Walker is getting right into A tier because he has one of the worst chins in UFC. I was watching him fight Anthony Smith a few weeks ago, and I was getting severe heart palpitations because I was really scared. A really, really moderate, kind of soft, touch and feel jab from Smith was going to chin him. But to be fair, he did take them punches well. You know what I mean? He was eating them. So I do give him credit for that. His chin might be recovering. Maybe in a few fights, he might not even be on this list anymore. But right now, just because of the recency of the Jamal Hill loss and other losses, if you've seen his regional fights, I'm sure a few of you have seen those videos. I'm not even going to bother talking about them just to save face for Johnny Walker here. But yeah, this guy's chin is absolutely terrible, and he obviously fights in a big weight class, and there's a few power punches in there, so it's even worse for him. And his Coach Kavanagh, he even said in an interview I was listening to, oh, he's going to finish his career at heavyweight. So that is a scary idea. Johnny Walker fighting at heavyweight, that is just a recipe for disaster if you ask me. But that's why Johnny Walker's here. He has one of the worst chins hands down in the UFC. This guy gets knocked out by straights all the time. Anyway, moving on. A lot of you guys aren't going to like this pick here, but we've got Charles Oliveira, and I'm gonna put him in D tier, okay? Because this guy can take a punch, yeah, but he also gets dropped too much for my liking in fights. This guy's been dropped like twice in his last three fights, I swear. He got dropped by Chandler, he got dropped by Gaethje, and he got dropped by Poirier. And in the Chandler and Gaethje, in the Poirier and Gaethje fights, he got dropped at least twice in both those fights, I remember. So that counts as a suspect chin to me. And I know some of you guys, you jiu-jitsu guys in the comments are going to say, whoa, 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 whoa. He did it on purpose. All right, fine. Maybe he knows that when he's getting knocked down, he can pull guard because he's the jiu-jitsu goat. Yeah, that is true. But then again, he'd rather be on top in jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? This guy's going to prefer a top mount. I know he's still good off his back, obviously. But, this guy is getting hurt in fights a lot. His chin is kind of bad, let's be honest. And he's took a lot of damage too, so I can't see it any better, which is why I'm probably going to be picking against him in his fight against Beneil Dariush if that ever happens, if he doesn't get injured again. But yeah, so his chin's decent, I'll give him that. But the amount he gets dropped really does make me worry that this long-term damage is whittling his chin down. And we might end up with like a really bad lightweight fall off. I am predicting there's a potential here for Charles Oliveira to go on like a 4-fight losing skid now, just because his chin has completely cracked under the pressure and he can't do his normal stuff where he's getting dropped like 3 times a fight. But yeah, hopefully that isn't the case because I'm a big fan of this guy, obviously because he brings it every fight and he's just really fun to watch. But after the Islam loss as well, that's not looking good, is it? He got dropped in that fight too, and obviously that led to the finish. So yeah, he might actually have chin issues being exposed here at this point in his career. But, still an alright chin, so we're leaving him at D tier. So, moving on, we've got Alex Pereira. And I know you guys are thinking, what, bro? This guy was champion not too long ago. I know, but, like, this guy's chin, I don't know if you remember, but this guy gets wobbled quite a bit. Like, let me cast your minds back to the first Adesanya in the UFC fight. Obviously, end of round one, he got caught by two big shots and he was out on his feet. He was basically sleeping but standing at the same time. But he did recover. To be fair to him, he recovers well. So his recovery is there. And then I was thinking, damn, this guy's got a good chin. He took them. And then the rematch came and this guy got slept by a counter hook. It was hard to watch, I'm going to be honest. This guy got slept by a punch, and it was a big punch, yeah. But I'm starting to think that Pereira's chin might be slightly overrated, just because this guy, to be honest, before this, I haven't really seen any fights where he's been hit square on the chin. So it might have just been that this guy has just had a bang average chin this entire time, but it's never really been tested until now. Because if not, if you think about it, this guy's been wobbled a lot in his fights. He's been wobbled by wobbled by Adesanya the first time they fought in like Brazil. He was on ropes the entire time until he eventually got the KO win. So that was the second time. He got the KO win, but he was still in trouble, you know what I mean? He was nearly getting finished on his feet there. And then obviously the first UFC fight, he almost got knocked out at the end of the first round. And the rematch, he did get knocked out by one counter hook. But I know there was a follow-up, but he was already out. So, this guy's chin is a little bit worrying. Thankfully, though, he's not a middleweight anymore, because I reckon that probably does have something to do with it, because cutting that much weight is really bad for your body, so I'm sure that doesn't help your toughness and resilience, because this guy, he must weigh 230, 220, you know what I mean? This guy is nowhere near a middleweight. It's a massive weight bully, and he's moving up now, so it's good to see. Hopefully his chin is going to improve when he fights Jan Blachowicz soon. And that's all I have to say for Pereira. Let's move on. We've got Kennedy and Chukwu. He's going in C tier. This guy's chin is pretty good, except that one time he did get knocked out by nothing. He was fighting a geezer. The guy didn't even hit him, I'm pretty sure. I mean, go back and watch that fight. He got knocked out by thin air. So that's literally the reason he's in there. I don't really have much else to say other than that his chin's been good, but that is just a really worrying thing, getting knocked out by nothing. And speaking of getting knocked out by nothing, our next fighter, Andrei Arlovski, is going to be joining him in C tier, because this guy got knocked out by a ghost, okay? Go back and rewatch that fight. I can't even remember who he fought. I just remember this guy was fighting a ghost and he lost the fight. He got knocked out by a punch that missed him, okay? You go in slow-mo, go in 0.25 times speed. This guy genuinely got killed by a ghost. He fell to his feet after getting punched in the chest. I have no idea what was going on there. It wasn't even a body shot. It hit him in the chest. That would do no damage to you whatsoever. It wasn't even that hard of a shot. And this guy just fell to his feet like he'd been rocked. It was really crazy, and I still don't understand what happened there. But respect to Arlovski, he's still killing it out here at 43 years old or however old he is, and I'm pretty sure he's got a matchup coming up. So hopefully he's made friends with the ghost and he ain't going to be getting knocked out by him again anytime soon. Moving on, we've got a tragic one here. Marlon Moraes. This guy's going in B tier. Tragic chin here. So this is another downfall story, I'm afraid. This is how Charles Oliveira's career might end up if he doesn't pick his fights carefully, because Marlon Moraes, he's beaten Aljo by KO, okay? So this guy was legit back in the day. But now the only thing he's legit at is losing fights, because this guy's chin has collapsed. You know what I mean? This guy's chin has been demolished, okay? He's lost like 3 fights in a row by KO. Song Yudong recently absolutely annihilated him. It was actually hard to watch, to be honest, because this guy, he used to be up there as one of the best bantamweights. He could have been in contention for a belt a few years ago, and now he's just a journeyman, to be honest. He's just become the journeyman off the bantamweight division. He should never fight again, because obviously his health is a priority at this point in his career. And this guy's chin is just terrible now. I don't think he wins basically any fight in the top 15 at bantamweight, because they're all really good. Bantamweight is a really stacked division. So I think he should just call it quits there, or fight guys who are unranked and have no idea what to do. But another tragic story in the chin department there. Moving on, we've got Chris Daukaus. Chris Daukaus is going in. Yeah, we'll put him in D. Actually, no, that's unfair on Charles. Charles Charles is going in F. I'm reshuffling. We're having Chris in D. So Chris Dawkins, D for Dawkins, this guy's also on a big losing streak now. I mean, it's probably because he's fighting guys who are basically twice the size of him, because this guy's a middleweight at best. He should cut weight to get to middleweight. So obviously he's fighting guys that are way more powerful than him, and he's getting KO'd literally every time. So he's been KO'd by Derek Lewis, recently got KO'd by Rosenstrike in the first round in like 20 seconds flat. And this guy's literally, he really needs to change something in his career. Otherwise, this guy's going to be cut soon, because he can't keep this up forever, and his chin definitely can't. It's getting worse every time, so it's never going to improve. And this guy, his chin is actually causing him to lose fights, because he's been winning fights on striking against some of the heavyweights that can't box. So they land one punch and he's wobbled all over the place. But so that's that. Moving on, we've got Andre Fialho. We're going to be putting Andre in the B tier, because this guy was once the hyped up prospect. We might have hyped him up for nothing, to be honest. He was one of the few Portuguese fighters, and he obviously got 2 wins in the UFC. He looked good, but then he kind of got exposed by Jake Matthews. Jake Matthews put in an absolute clinic against him, a masterclass performance, and then KO'd him absolutely brutally. And since then, he's lost 2 more fights, and they were both KOs. He recently just got slept by Buckley. It was absolutely horrific to watch, because this Andre Fialho guy, he's really likable. So I don't like seeing this happen to him at all. His chin is very worrying, and it's only getting worse. And the weirdest part is that when he got KO'd by Buckley, he was lying on the ground smiling. So I don't know what's going on there. But, I hope this guy doesn't get cut, because I think I'm not saying he's top 10, but I think he can beat. There's guys in the welterweight division he can beat, and I know that, okay? He just needs to pick his matchups carefully. Maybe fight a grappler next, someone that doesn't have proven hands, Try and get a grappler who's coming in with no striking ability and catch them there, because this guy's got good counter boxing, but that's about it. He's a bit of a counter boxing merchant, to be honest. He has no grappling skills. He doesn't really kick very well, but his boxing's crisp, so we'll give him that. So, maybe this guy actually should have had a boxing career this whole time. But anyway, Andre Fialho, RIP, bro. Please don't get cut from the UFC, because I still think you're fun to watch. Moving on, we've got none other than Dominic Reyes. This wouldn't be a bad chins list without Dominic Reyes, would it? I mean, this guy's also on a 3-fight losing streak. He's probably 1 fight off getting cut from the UFC. He recently got annihilated by Ryan Spann. But honestly, guys, I'm not surprised, because if any of you remember that Jiri Prohaska fight, I genuinely don't think you can ever come back from that knockout, okay? I think he broke his orbital, so that's really bad. And he should have probably called it quits then. But he decided to keep on chasing the bag, keep on getting some money in, and it's just gone really badly for him, because he's been KO'd. He got KO'd by Jan first, then he got KO'd by Yuri, and then he got KO'd by Span. So it's really not looking good for him. Also, why is he fighting all the power punchers? His management team are trying to get him cut from the UFC at this point, because you chose Blachowicz, power puncher, Yuri, very, very dangerous on the feet, and then Ryan Spann, who's also a power puncher. So, his management need to start putting him up against grapplers or people with no hands, respectfully, because I think he probably can beat people who won't really strike with him, because his striking is decent. It's definitely worse than it used to be, because he's lost all confidence. But, geez, that chin is bad, guys, okay? That is an A-tier chin if I've ever seen one. So, that's enough about Reyes. You're probably thinking, who has got the worst chin in MMA of all time? Well, there's only one man that would make this list, and his name is James Vick. It's James Vick. Are we surprised? This guy has the worst chin I've ever seen. He's getting knocked out by everyone, okay? This guy's chin is terrible. Gaethje just knocked him out with a punch when he was running away. It's really weird. That just shows how bad his chin is. And this guy, just all he does is get knocked out. Really, really sad career, to be honest. I feel sorry for him. And I've actually seen it. I think I saw him in someone's corner not too long ago. But James Vick will go down forever as the GOAT of bad chin in the UFC. And he is the history maker in that department. He definitely has a worse chin than Johnny Walker, because some of the guys he got knocked knocked out against don't have punching power. So he immediately beats him in that department, because getting KO'd by Jamal Hill, you know, he's got hands, you know, that's all right. Getting KO'd by Jamal Hill is all right. But James Vick was getting KO'd by no names and no power, who would go on to lose their next fight instantly, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that is why James Vick is in S tier. The worst chin in the UFC, in my opinion. So let me know, guys, if I've missed anyone serious, because I probably have. You know, I couldn't think of everyone there ever has been with a bad chin. And I just want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Obviously, this is more of a comedic video than usual. Stay tuned. I'll be dropping more content soon. Leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more content around here. And I'll see you guys in the next video.